Welcome to Go with Kyle Harbaugh. By combining traditional business building methods with AI, Kyle helps law firms, financial advisors, and a variety of businesses thrive in a changing world to build custom growth playbooks to success. Now, here's Kyle.
Welcome to Go with Kyle Harbaugh. By combining traditional business building methods with AI, Kyle helps law firms, financial advisors, and a variety of businesses thrive in a changing world to build personalized roadmaps to success. I'm Evan Mack, and today we're talking about how law firms can move beyond the billable hour and start implementing pricing models to better serve their clients and their bottom line. This is Beyond the Billable Hour, innovative pricing models for law firms. Kyle, welcome, sir. Your mustache is looking strong, sir. We just met, but the mustache is beautiful, baby.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here, and I'm excited about our topic. There's a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's get down to it. You know, most law firms, they rely heavily on hourly billing. Why do you think it's become such a default? And what's the biggest downside in your opinion?
Well, a default because that's just how we've done it for a long period of time. I mean, yes, personal injury, those types of practice areas, they do, contingency fee, but for most other practice areas, it's pretty standard. Why that's a problem is I've seen firsthand where clients, they don't want to share with their attorneys. They're trying to keep the bill down, and so they're withholding information, maybe not intentionally, but they're not updating their attorney. And when the attorney does call them, they're quick to get off the phone because they know that billable time is ticking up. So one, you have this weird relationship where we're on the same team, yet I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to talk to you any longer than I have to. So that's one problem. And then the bigger issue is I really truly believe that billable hours, they're ethically gray at best. And here's why. You are incentivized to have things drag on, to take longer. And that's just not how business typically works. Typically, I pay more for a faster result. If I needed leads and I could pay you money, and instantly, as soon as I paid you money, my phone started ringing and customers started coming into my business, that would be super valuable. But in the law, it's not like that. You pay more the longer you go. And so a lot of lawyers are struggling with, well, how am I going to create these efficiencies, implement AI, do these things that are going to help me stay competitive, but still bill enough to pay all the salaries and keep the lights on and whatnot.
What are some of the alternative pricing models that law firms are experimenting with right now?
So flat fee is a big one, and then value-based billing is another one. So understanding how valuable a particular outcome is, and then structuring the fees around that. So areas of the law that are already doing this better than some of the other areas are family law, estate planning, business formations, business law, contract law, that type of thing. There's some other practice areas doing different alternate fee structures. Another one would be a retainer model. So you have a client who's pays a certain monthly recurring amount, and they have unlimited access. I'm aware of a lawyer who does something along those lines. So there's all sorts of different methods, and obviously, depending on the practice area and the state rules, things will be different from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. But there are more, and I would say better, fee structures than the billable hour.
We've seen subscription legal fee like services grow in other industries. Do you think this model fits law firms, and if so, how so?
Well, one, it creates stability. If you have clients who love working with you and are consistently paying their bill, especially upfront, then great. Like you've decreased your operational drag. You don't have to have people following up on the invoices that you've sent out. If it's say you have their credit card and you just bill them at the beginning of the month or something like that, then you it's just kind of automatic. It's a lot less drag on you, and also you can plan much more consistently
Mm,
what your revenue is going to look like, what you can budget, that sort of thing. So it really that brings a lot of certainty. Also, like I was talking about before, clients are very hesitant to hire an attorney because they don't know how much it's going to cost. It's just a
yeah.
big, giant, question mark staring back at them. They have no idea how much this legal matter is going to cost. If you can say, well, for this type of matter, it's going to be this much. If things get nasty and it's going to be more hotly contested, then we're going to have to go to this higher price, and it's going to include these additional services. Something along those lines that's so much more valuable because there's a certainty that the client has.
So how can law firm owners determine which pricing model makes sense for their practice area, based on their client base?
Yeah, I would say have a conversation with me. I'm more than happy to walk through it. I'm also aware of some other really great services that will help you figure out what your pricing models, alternative fee structures might be, and then obviously consult with your legal counsel as well. So figure out what is required within your jurisdiction. So I can't really get into specifics because there's so many different variables.
Right.
But I can tell you that I'd be more than happy to have a conversation, and I've helped clients walk through that very issue. For instance, one of my clients, they were a business formation attorney, and they did contracts, NDAs, all sorts of different form type legal work, and so one of the things I walked through with them is they were offering flat fees already for
Hmm.
business formations, but then they wanted to expand that and offer more. And so they kind of asked me like, well, how do we do this? And I said, well, what does it usually take?
Right.
Some of it is just tracking what work you're already doing, and keeping track of how long things usually take. What's a difficult one? What's an easy one? What are those kind of parameters on both
Right.
sides, and then how do we um, you know bill that into a structured flat fee.
So Kyle, what kind of systems though, or operational changes maybe like need to be in place to support these alternative pricing strategies?
They really need to track their time.
Hmm.
I would recommend that you track your time, whether you're on a billable hourly model or not, because then you're
Hmm.
going to understand how much effort, time you're dedicating, who's dedicating time. Is it very paralegal heavy, or is
Right.
it very attorney heavy? Like, is you really need somebody who has a lot of expertise, or can you delegate it down to somebody who has maybe less expertise but can still handle the client adequately? So it really depends on the practice area and what's involved, but understanding how much average time is taken is really important. And so I really recommend that you track your time, whether you bill or not for it.
How do clients typically respond to that non-hourly pricing, and does it impact their trust or satisfaction with the firm?
Oh, I mean, clients definitely like it because, like I said before, usually they don't know how much it's going to cost them. It's just a
Yeah.
big question mark for them, and so um, you have a much warmer relationship because clients are open to talking with you because they already paid their monthly retainer, they already paid their flat fee, and now they can talk to you and share information, and it's a much more open and collaborative relationship.
So what are some common mistakes you see firms make when trying to shift away from, like, the traditional billable hours? What do you see?
Yeah, so one, it's not tracking time,
Mhm.
or so it's kind of like, well, I hate tracking time, so we're just not going to track time anymore. And
Okay.
I don't like that. I think that you still need data to make informed decisions, and that involves tracking.
Yeah.
So figure out what's going on. The other thing is there's some really great systems out there that you can implement that will track the time for you. For instance, I'm aware of an AI system that'll see what you're doing and monitors what you're working on, and it'll bill the client appropriately. So maybe you're doing, if you're on a billable model, excuse me, a billable hourly model,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe that's a good alternative for you. Or you're tracking it the old-fashioned way with a piece of paper and by your desk. Just have data to make decisions on. It's really hard to make a good decision. It's just you're flying by the seat of your pants, honestly, if
Mm-hmm.
you're just making gut decisions with no data to back it up.
Can you share a success story maybe of a firm that implemented an alternative pricing model and saw real growth besides doing the whole, traditional billable hour thing?
Yes, yes. So one of the clients I worked with, they actually expanded their flat fees and moved into other service areas. We worked on creating templates that they could basically um, deliver to their clients for a set fee, kind of a library of forms and things of that nature. So it was kind of an upsell, a downsell, and then they just increased their product offering. So it gave them more opportunities to sell. Maybe somebody didn't qualify to really work with them in a normal capacity, but they could still buy their forms and templates, and they were there and they were priced and packaged, ready to go. So there was that. The other great thing about this, it really reduced operational drag overall, and the client's firm is actually about tripled in it's about 9 months. So very very significant growth. I mean, I also believe they really took action and got after it and did the work they needed to do to be set up for that type of growth. So, I mean, it's usually not one thing. It's usually a bunch of little things that all fit together to make a big one thing, one big thing.
Yeah. Good stuff. Awesome, Kyle. Appreciate your time, brother.
It's been my pleasure.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in to Go with Kyle Harbaugh. If your firm is still chained to that billable hour, it might be time to rethink how you deliver and charge for your value. To connect with Kyle, visit chiefgoofficers.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and leave us a review if you found today's conversation helpful. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
If you heard anything you would like to discuss with Kyle, please schedule a call with him using the link in the show notes. Please also be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review in the comments.